This is the decade of innovation in AI, and the reason behind it is the development of intelligent, large language models that are capable of communicating and interpreting information just as humans are. OpenAI's ChatGPT was a huge success, which also inspired many other organizations to make their own language models, such as Bing's AI. And since Google didn't want to be an exception, it also introduced to the world its own large language model, Bard AI. What are the features of Bard that makes it better than GPT? Let's find out in today's video. Google also hopped on the trend of making its own large language model, known as Bard, around the time when OpenAI introduced GPT to the world in 2022. It gained massive success because of its capabilities and intelligence in interpreting and communicating. GPT's massive success caused the executives of Google to issue a code red alert so that the company could show more effort in competing with OpenAI's GPT and create its own language model. This state of emergency to compete and win the AI race enabled Google to launch Bard AI months after GPT. But soon, Google realized that their chatbot had a lot of bugs that needed to be fixed, as it still wasn't working as well as GPT. Due to this, the company decided to remodel and modify Bard AI. After further modification of the AI, Bard was once again released and made even more efficient and powerful than before. Bard is a conversational, generative AI chatbot that is as good as OpenAI's ChatGPT, and even better than GPT in some cases. The Bard chatbot is trained to provide information according to the user's requirements in a conversational way. Bard is also pretty intelligent at understanding and interpreting human text and even images. But these are the things that GPT is also capable of doing efficiently. So, what makes Bard better than GPT? Well, the most prominent plus point that Bard AI has over GPT is the fact that Bard is trained on LaMDA, a conversational large language model. In simpler terms, since Bard is trained using LaMDA, it is more versatile in providing in-depth information regarding anything you require. This is because, with LaMDA, Bard gets access to large datasets, which enables it to provide information from different sources in detail. In contrast, GPT is trained on generative, pre-trained transformers, which makes it limited to datasets. This means that GPT will only provide precise and to-the-point information to meet the user's requirements, while Bard is able to provide as much information as possible. For instance, if you ask Bard, "How are you?" this is the response you get. "I am doing well. Thank you for asking. I am excited to be able to help people with their tasks and creative projects. I am still under development, but I am learning new things every day. How are you doing today?" Now, this response is almost identical to a human response, which makes Bard's conversational skills scarily good. But in comparison to the same question, this is the response that GPT generates. "Thank you for asking. As an AI language model, I don't have feelings, but I'm here and ready to assist you with any questions or help you need." Now, this is a correct response, but this is not as conversational as Bard's, because you can clearly tell that you're talking to an AI. And since we're talking about the more conversational model, Bard definitely is better than GPT at communicating in a human-like manner. But that's not all, because Bard is also better at interpreting the nature of humans. If you ask Bard and GPT, "What should I do today?" they both generate completely different responses. In the case of GPT, you get the "be good, make the most of your day" kind of response, such as "set goals, prioritize tasks, learn something new, etc." But when it comes to Bard, the responses are more natural. As for the same question, Bard responds with suggestions like "go watch a movie" or "go for a walk," which are more casual and natural suggestions. These responses are so natural that they can easily fool a person into thinking that he's talking with a real person instead of an AI chatbot. Did you know that ChatGPT's knowledge is limited to 2021? This means that the information after 2021 is either very limited or might be incorrect. But this is not an issue for Bard AI users, because Bard works in real time. The user can request any information regarding any current issue that is going on, and the Bard chatbot will be able to successfully debunk and provide the required information. Another key element that truly makes Bard as good, or even better than GPT, is the summarization factor. We all know that language models are made to have the ability to summarize a text into useful points for a user to easily interpret and understand. Both Bard and GPT provide the facility of summarizing the text, no matter how long and difficult it is, into a meaningful bit that is easy to understand. Even though GPT is pretty efficient in summarizing texts, Bard is a step ahead, and this is because of its ability to easily summarize poems, code, and even websites for you, so you don't have to put a lot of effort into reading the whole thing. Plus, Bard's text is more readable, or you can say conversational, which makes it much easier to understand. In contrast, GPT's text is a bit more formal and precise, which makes the response less conversational than Bard's. Now, wait till you hear this. One of the key advantages of Bard AI over GPT is its ability to recognize audio inputs. Bard AI makes use of a neural network architecture called transformers that are trained to understand spoken words. This means that Bard AI can accurately transcribe and recognize speech patterns, making it an excellent tool for transcription and transcription-related tasks, such as captioning videos. Bard also provides the facility of draft options, which can provide more information regarding a topic at once. For instance, if you didn't find your search result helpful, you can just look through the draft options given by Bard to find even more text that might be related to your query, which is amazing. It looks like Google was serious with Bard, as they paid attention to every detail when it came to designing it. One of the most notable things about Bard is the fact that it provides related search options, which is honestly a great thing, since it can allow users to find what they're looking for and even look for related material in the meantime. Bard also provides users the option to Google anything that they've asked the Bard chatbot to further investigate, which allows users to use the platform in a versatile manner. Talking about minute details in the chatbot, Bard also provides its users the facility to export the response to Google Docs and even directly send it to Gmail. Now, GPT users can relate to the effort of copy-pasting the response to further edit, since it is annoying, but with Bard, this is not a problem anymore. If you thought that was all, behold, because I'm about to tell you about the most interesting advantage Bard has over GPT. Bard is free to use, providing its users the freedom to use the chatbot without any paid conditions. But with GPT, the users get access to a limited chatbot unless they upgrade to GPT+, which has more features. Bard provides its users with these facilities free of charge, while the users would have to pay to unlock certain features, which may also be a reason why many people prefer to use Bard in contrast to GPT. I mean, if you could get the same features for free, then why bother to pay? Bard and GPT are competing in terms of which chatbot wins the AI race. While both GPT and Bard are super intelligent and efficient in providing accurate and human-like responses to user queries, it is important to keep in mind that these bots are still under development. This means that further efficiency can be expected from Bard and GPT in the near future. So, the AI race isn't ending anytime soon. If you like today's content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Do you think that Bard AI is better than GPT? Let us know in the comments below.